What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and today I'm going to be covering even more new summer-themed skin ideas for the upcoming event. While I already covered a ton of really cool aquatic and beach-themed skin ideas, as well as a few sports ones in my previous summer event video, today I want to focus a bit more on some other aspects of summer which could be manifested in the form of new in-game skins. But real quick before I get started, I just wanted to remind you that if you do end up enjoying this video, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe for even more content. Anyways, let's jump right on in. So first up, there were just a few additional beach-themed skins that I didn't mention in my previous video, so I wanted to quickly include them here. To start, we have Slip and Stream Tracer, which is a skin that's actually straight out of Heroes of the Storm. As seen here, she's wearing a swimsuit with her pistols being replaced with water guns, and her ultimate is even changed into a large water balloon. While I don't think we'd see this kind of water gunfire effect added into an Overwatch skin, the overall aesthetic could easily be added, and if you ask me, even improved. For example, she might also get a proper scuba mask and snorkel to replace her standard goggles, and of course, plenty of new skin-specific voice lines to match. All in all, a great looking skin that has been making non-Heroes of the Storm players envious for over a year now. Next up, we have Pool Zenyatta. Based heavily off of this fantastic concept art, he is seen here featuring a plastic sandcastle bucket as a head and wielding water balloon orbs. Alternatively, he could get something a little less specifically pool themed and instead throw snow cones. Perhaps his ultimate voice line would even be changed to experience brain freeze. Zenyatta is a hero who hasn't gotten a whole lot of legendary skins, so I would love for Blizzard to show him a little love with this upcoming event. But speaking of brain freeze, another hero who could fit right into this summer treat theme would be Mei with an ice cream lady skin. I mean, she's already basically got a soft serve ice cream machine on her back with a dispenser as a gun. Alternatively, it could be a snow cone dispenser instead of ice cream, as that might fit more with the particle effects of her primary fire, but still, it would just fit so well for both her character and the summer theme. Moving on now from the distinctly beach or pool theme, we have another sub-theme idea, which is camping. While camping isn't strictly a summertime activity, it is one that's quite popular during this time of year. The only other season I could think of for possibly being more associated with camping would be the fall, but given that the Overwatch Halloween Terror event seems to mostly focus on monster and horror themes, I think camping would be best made part of the summer event. And so, what are some possible camping skins we could see? We could get Boy Scout McCree or Troop Leader 76, as both of these would fit with the scouting aspect of camping. Additionally, we could get a Lumberjack Reinhardt skin. It could feature him wielding a large axe while wearing a flannel shirt and jeans. But given his German heritage, he might instead get an attire that's more traditionally Germanic. A fun idea either way, but the one major caveat would be that a simple shirt likely wouldn't be able to make up the bulk of the armor he wears, so he may need something more on top of that. Perhaps he'd have shoulder plates or armor made out of wood? That might be getting a bit too ridiculous, but hey, who knows. And next up for the camping theme, we have a couple skin ideas for D.Va. Inspired heavily by the mech design of her cruiser skin, what if she were to get a new skin that instead of being modeled after a classic 50s car, was instead made to look more like either an RV camper or some kind of off-roader? While I unfortunately couldn't come up with any good visual representation of what these kinds of mechs would look like to show on screen, I imagine that an RV-styled mech would be characterized by a white body with perhaps some window details and likely a large amount of luggage strapped to the outside. Blizzard could also once again go for a more classic vibe and model it more like an old Winnebago or Volkswagen bus. If the latter of these, perhaps D.Va could even get some kind of hippie attire to match. Just a thought. But considering the off-roader style now, it might be something modeled to look more like a Jeep or Polaris Ranger. The detailing on it would likely include a roll cage for the front canopy, some kind of bulky all-terrain leg detail, and maybe even dried mud on parts of it to emphasize a used rugged look. Basically, I'm thinking it'd be the D.Va mech equivalent of Bastion's Dune Buggy skin. As for D.Va herself with this skin, I suppose she'd have some kind of camping or outdoorsy outfit. I can't think of anything too specific, but I'm sure you all can come up with something great using your own imaginations. Beyond this, I suppose any number of heroes could get somewhat generic hiker or backpacker skins, and I'm sure Blizzard could come up with some fun and unique designs for certain heroes within this theme. But moving on now to a popular theme that we've seen make a presence before, we have the sports theme. Again, I covered some ideas from this in my other video, but since then I've seen some other really great ideas that I wanted to include. And first up is Baseball Genji. Now this is a skin skin that I've seen mentioned from time to time, but I never was really able to come up with a proper idea of what exactly it would look like. The best I could imagine is some kind of baseball jersey with maybe a catcher's mask to replace his default one. His sword would of course be replaced with a baseball bat, and given that baseball is popular in Japan and Genji is a character that I could absolutely see playing the sport, I feel like the concept is fitting for him, but the actual appearance of the skin is the only real issue. Once again, I'm sure Blizzard could come up with something that'd work well, and frankly, it's one skin idea that I'm actually really excited to see if it can make its way into the game. Another hero who I could see as being quite fitting for the baseball skin idea is Brigitte. Her mace just screams to be reskinned as a baseball bat, and perhaps her shield could be stylized to resemble either a glove or possibly home plate. As for her armor, maybe that could be designed around a catcher's mask or padding. Again, I'm just spitballing here, as it's another idea that I think could be both really fun and visually interesting, depending on whether Blizzard could come up with a believable looking design for it. Before wrapping up the sports theme, I do want to bring up a couple honorable mentions, being Biker Diva and Wrestler Reinhardt. Both of these come straight out of their summer game sprays, and while I love the concepts, I'm just having a really hard time seeing how they'd be manifested as skins in game. For Diva, while I could easily see her wearing a helmet and biking suit, her mech is just way too big to be modeled into a bicycle. For Reinhardt, the issue is the opposite in that simply wearing a wrestling singlet like this wouldn't even come close to making up the bulky armor he wears in his other skins. Unless Blizzard could find some way to make up the bulk without ruining the wrestler aesthetic, it wouldn't fit his in-game silhouette and thus wouldn't work as a skin. While I think both these skin ideas are great, I'm just not optimistic that Blizzard could find a way to actually make them work. I'll be glad if they prove me wrong, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. And that'll do it for my second round of summer skin ideas. Do you like any of these ideas I shared, or have your own that I didn't mention? If so, then be sure to let me know by leaving a comment down below. Once again, be sure to check out my other summer skins video, as well as my videos regarding the event's start date and the return of competitive Lucio Ball, all of which are linked in the cards on screen. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and share it with a friend if you really liked it. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and turn on notifications to both help out my channel and keep up with all my future Overwatch content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.